Yeah, like you said, I will set it straight. Like I did want to be an actor, whether it was Shakespeare or theater or commercials, film, whatever. I set out to be an actor, and this happened upon me in a weird sense. I was doing Shakespeare, and Jason was like, "You should totally do this," and I did, and I've been at it ever since. Kind of a weird situation. But I never once thought, I want to play Smurfette. Who's the voice of Smurfette? Because I would totally love to be Smurfette. Like, I never even thought that. I just watched the Smurfs, I'm like, oh, Smurfette, I totally believe it. You know, like, I never even thought about that. And so now, as an adult, I look back and I'm like, I want to go watch Smurfette.
Condoleezza Rice. Michelle Obama.
Fine. But I mean, it's one of those things where it was totally an accident. It's something that I did not mean to come across. It just kind of happened. I was a Shakespearean actor as far as I was concerned.
You were a snob.
I was a theater snob, you guys. I was a theater snob to this point that, like, let's say you and I were doing Shakespeare together, and you and I were doing musical theater. I'd be like, okay, she's my friend before you because I'm doing Shakespeare with her. You and I are just doing musical theater together. It's not just like I was kind of a theater snob for a while.
Yeah.
Had notes.
No, okay, like we were dating and we were doing a musical together once, and like we would go over to her house after rehearsal, and she'd be like, she would like give me notes.
I'd give him notes on what you need to do.
She's like, okay, you know that moment you have when you're talking about, well, I think you need to know, like, what the hell?
I was a theater snob, but I was doing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
That's like the awesomeness. My first recurring role was a girl named Mikako in Nadeshka. She's a lesbian. She loves songwriting, and she sang a song about Christmas and gave her some food, and that was my first recurring role. After that was Ghost Rocky.
In Gunslinger Girl, you play Angelica. If you die in a contest
As far as I'm concerned, I don't know what happened in the second season, so I don't want to like give anything away. I know that there is a second season. Whether Angelica is a part of that or not, I'm not sure. I know that I used to joke, and I used to tell people, I'm like, yeah, give me the girl, and you know, like, here's all these girls that died, and they stop it.
I'm looking for something.
Okay. Here's all these little girls that died, and they made like fighting machines out of them. Leave it to me to get the one girl that died. They make a fighting machine out of, and she's stuck in a wheelchair. Like that's my girl. She's totally not as cool as the other girls because they're like fighting, and my girl's like, I'm coming. I go fight, I swear. And then with the whole first season was like the end of her, but I'm so worried that like the second season is gonna have nothing to do with her.
She was the first one. She was the first one.
True, but the first season had so much to do. You know what I'm talking about. For those of you that haven't seen Gunslinger Girl, just kind of cover your ears for a minute. Go la 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 la.
Watch it.
Okay. So the first season had everything to do with her dying. So I'm like really worried that the second season. Not so much. La la la. You're safe. No more dying.
I didn't hear it.
Yes.
What did you think of Full Metal Panic?
I like Full Metal Panic. I really like the fact that Gilble's voice drives Chris Pratt insane. I can sit here all night long and be like, Chris Pratt. You know you want to sit here and go to my car. I'm so hot for you right now. Oh my God, so would leave, be like, you're one woman, like, you know.
If y'all have like ever heard a voice that really turns you on, that voice is the exact opposite. And I love Monica to death, but that voice makes me like, you got me.
I love it. Every time we're at a con together, we were like, what do you have to say to Chris Pratt? I'm like, okay. Hey, Luke, I love you. Do you want to touch me, Chris Pratt? You never know. Hey, the other day too, she's like on her bathing suit with like splashing water on her skin. Camp was awesome, dude.
Whatever floats your boat, darling.
Yes.
Getting back to your theater experience, what's your favorite Shakespeare play?
My favorite Shakespeare play that I've ever done was I played Images in a play called Symbolism, which was awesome. It's really awesome. Second to that, I was in. Was it As You Like It? I think it was As You Like It. I played Phoebe, which is like the girl that's in love with the shepherd. She's like.
You were in Cymbeline.
I saw that. Images, Symbolism. You saw that. You also saw Cabaret, right?
Oh my God, Monica was half naked in Cabaret.
Just had to take every night.
Shut up. Depending on how hard he worked.
Ew.
What was your worst con experience and your best, most memorable con experience?
My worst con experience, my best con experience. Okay. My worst con experience? This was probably my first con ever because I didn't know anybody and I'm like, oh, we're the con, okay. Why are there people following me around? What's going on? And there was this guy, and you remember Steve. He's not around anymore, but he slept outside my hotel room. The first time I was there, and I like kept looking out the door, going, "Is it safe to leave? Can I leave? What's going on?" Since then, I've had many memorable experiences. God. MorenoCon, we went to Louisiana. Chris Pratt and I went searching for ghosts.
No. We stayed in the most haunted hotel in the world. Like, no.
Chris Pratt was scared of ghosts.
Oh my God. Like, we walked through cold spots. My sink sped up black soot. Greg's electronic equipment would turn on and off.
It was also that night that Osama, not Osama, Saddam Hussein was captured.
Huh? My room was so haunted. Like, I couldn't, I was like,
Yeah.
no, not like that. I was scared.
You totally slept on my couch. Yeah, like that.
Remember, like, we saw these walking in the hall. I mean,
Dude, it was really bad. Like this hotel in Louisiana, like they were having construction on these floors. So you would So you would like go to like the 10th floor, whatever. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go meet my friend Steve Lynn on the 10th floor, and then it would automatically stop at the 14th floor. There was like plywood in front of the
this one elevator would always go to the same floor, and we found out some dude had blown his brains out on that floor. It was the floor. I was thankful!
I love it because like we were in the hotel, like every hotel room was the same except for Chris Pratt. And I was like, who was it, me and Greg?
And
Me
we're
and
like-
Greg were like running up to the wall going, do you think he did it here? Maybe he did it here.
Like, we called the front desk, and I'm like, they made no bones about it. I'm like, can you guys tell, like, front desk, can I help you? I'm like, yes, could you tell me, like, did a bad accident happen? Oh, you mean the guy that blew his brains out? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't know why we decided that we were gonna go ghost hunting. So me and Chris and Ted and Steve Glenn, who was one of the dealers, decided we were gonna go ghost hunting. So we went and we were at the end of this hallway and like this elevator and I pushed up. So I'm like, whatever, the elevator's not gonna come. So Chris Pratt starts walking off and Greg starts walking off. Steve walks up. And the elevator opens and it didn't make a noise. But when it closed, it made this horrible like noise. Chris Pratt threw his clothes. Chris is like next night, change of clothes. He's ready to sleep on my couch. His clothes, his pillow, everything was flying in the air. He went. To the elevator. Meanwhile, Greg and Steve Lynn and I were standing there going. He threw his clothes, pillow, everything in the air and ran straight. Greg and I and Steve were standing there going,
But that con was...
Emily, the Hayes even she like went down and asked the bartenders, which you should not do. She asked the bartender, she's like, is this hotel really haunted? And of course the bartender's like, yeah, I put the chairs up every night, they come in the morning and they're all on the floor and stuff. Actually,
Freaking shining! Come play with us, Chris.
Emily was so upset she started crying. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. She goes, I don't like ghosts.
Emily was terrified.
Yeah, she was.
She was the only one who sympathized with me. She's like, I know why you ran off like a girl.
She's like,
So Greg got freaked out when his stuff started turning on and off. He got really freaked out.
that's not creepy. We've been to some weird New Orleans. So good.
What hotel is
It
this?
doesn't exist anymore. No, they're gone.
That's a good question. She's asking me like if we have a really emotional scene, if we have to cry, do we really cry in the movie, or is this like that? Yeah, method acting. It depends on the scene. Exactly. I think he was hilarious. It depends on the scene. Like there have been times when I've had to do very serious scenes where I had to cry, and you try to feel as much as you can. At the same time, there are scenes where you have to be like overly dramatic, and you try to pull on personal experience. Otherwise, cry and be like, what makes me cry? Okay, this makes me cry. I'm gonna use that. A lot of it is just make because you know. I mean, it should be that way. Yeah, try this is a good idea. Let's
On the
meet.
count of three, y'all need to scream. Y'all need to
Yeah,
scream.
I'm gonna give you a count of three. 1, 2, 3, go! Count of three, and then we're gonna set them like screaming. Ready? 1.
Cover your ears.
2, 3. Suck it! Who's louder now, bitch?
and gentlemen, Monica Rial